Welcome to Arkansas Adventures. Today is July the 26th, the day before my birthday. It's hot, it's about 91 degrees right now, but this is that time of year where you got to get out in the woods and do the prep work if you want to have a successful deer season in the fall. And so I'm out here today. I just got a couple little projects to do. Really just a continuation of things that I had started really over the past month, just to hopefully set myself up for success this fall. So the main thing that I'm working on today is, anytime I hunt somewhere, I'm always looking at entry and exit from the deer stand. Like, how can I get into the stand and out, hopefully undetected, or at least put the odds in my favor to the best of my ability. And so this property that I'm hunting here in central Arkansas, it sets up pretty well for that, where there's just some good trails, some good ways to get in and out, just some strategic places to put stands where you can get in and out most of the time undetected. But I'm always looking for just what's that little edge that can make it even more bulletproof. What I've done on this property is the two main spots that I hunt, and I'll just tell you, out here I do food plots and I focus on travel routes, but also do feeders. I mean, it's perfectly legal in Arkansas in this part of the state. It seems like most people do that, and mostly the deer just respond really well to them early and late season. Hunting around these food sources, whether it's stuff you plant or stuff you put out to feed, that really just seems to give you an edge. Helps you get a better deer inventory with your cameras when you're not there hunting. So it works. It's legal. Why not do it? That's my stance on it. So anyways, these spots, I've got feeders out here strategically, within bow range of the stand, 25 yards or so away. Just feeding corn in there right now. Also have some trophy rocks, mineral blocks out here. The deer really hit those as much as they come by to eat corn. There's times where I've had like the feeder run out of corn and deer still here every day just hitting the trophy rock. So that works well. But what I'm doing to help with entry and exit is I've got some sort of a plot screen that I planted a little over a month ago out here, and didn't have any real tools to come in here and do anything. So I had sprayed the area just with a 1-gallon sprayer, sprayed Roundup on it a couple weeks before I planted, and then I waited before it rained and I put out some lime, some fertilizer. Then I put out my seed, just threw it right in the ground, just while the dead grass was still standing up. And then I had a 4-wheeler out here, and so I just rode around and around and around and really just worked the seed in, but then kind of laid over that dead grass and packed it in there tight. The stuff's grown pretty well. We've hit a really hot, dry patch here in Arkansas lately, and so I could tell they're struggling a little bit, but most of it, I mean, it's between 5 and 6 foot tall right now. So we've got some rain in the forecast this afternoon. 91 degrees is a little bit cooler than what it has been. And so I've got some nitrogen, some 4600 that I brought with me out here. We're going to put this out and just kind of spread it out all over this stuff that's growing out here. And hopefully we'll catch some rain in the next couple hours, and that'll work it in the ground, really help feed this vegetation and get it really thicken up and grow even a little bit taller before it gets done growing, just to make a better screen, just to hide us, block sound, block visibility for us getting in and out of these stands. Another little side project I've got here is I brought a little plastic, pre-molded pond out here. I'm going to get it. I kind of set it out here where there's a natural creek that kind of flows whenever it rains a lot, and it washed it downstream a little bit, but it's not too far away. So I'm going to get it here, and I'll dig a hole in the ground, hopefully, if the ground's not too dry, and kind of set it down in the ground a little bit and put some rocks in there and stuff, make it look natural, and hopefully it won't wash away this time, and will be a good food source or water source as we get through the rest of the summer and into early season. And then another thing I'm doing is I'm fighting squirrels and raccoons, probably just like everybody else in the country that has deer feeders. I've tried to put some wire, like a cage kind of thing, around the feeder motor, and that just gives the squirrel something a little extra to hang on to. In fact, there was a squirrel hanging from it when I walked up today. something I saw online was to get some PVC pipe and put around the legs of it, something quite a bit wider than the legs of the feeder, and they say that the squirrels and raccoons can't get a grip on it, can't get to the feed, and therefore it'll keep them away from it. So I've got the pipe on there, but I left the cage, and it's just they're able to get up there and jump up, I guess, and get on the cage. And so I got to take the cage down, which should throw the corn a little bit further, which is ideal for what I envision the deer want. And so yeah, I'll keep an eye on the cameras and just see if the squirrels leave it alone. I do know that the feed that I put in there last week, it seemed to last a little bit longer this week, so I think it's working. I just gotta make it harder for them to get to it so that there's more to go around whenever the deer show up. So with that said, I'm gonna get out here, get some work done, and we'll show you what it's like. I'm gonna back out here at the same property I was at sometime last week, and doing the same kind of thing, but on this other feeder. This one's tricky. The feeder kept falling over when I had another property, and the legs kept bending, and some of them even kind of broke with just that kind of flimsy round tubing metal, whatever. So I put T-posts, fence posts in this one for legs, so it's a lot sturdier. It's not gonna break. With the little ridges, little bumps on these T-posts, it made it easy for squirrels and raccoons to climb up there, and so they were all the time getting up there, cleaning out the feeder pretty quick. And so hopefully putting this pipe on the legs will make it a lot better, just make it where they can't get to it as easily. So I got that done. What I have left to do today, I'm going to go around, make a loop with the four-wheeler, fill up the feeders, put out some other feed and stuff. And then I also brought the push mower. I'm going to go out here and just clean up some trails and kind of mow some food plots high. There's not a lot growing right now that I'm really interested in keeping around here. Most of the stuff I'm going to kill off and then plant sometime in the middle of September, most likely. So my goal is in early September we have an archery buck-only hunt, which gives us an opportunity to possibly get a buck in velvet. So that's exciting. But also with that, that's around the time a lot of people get their planning done. And so what I do is, it's normally still pretty hot in early September around here. So I like to get my food plots kind of prepped, get the weeds dying off, and then really rely on feed for early season. And so that first 3 days they give us to do that, we've got that, and then it's another 3 weeks until bow season starts. And so I do most of my planning for food plots in between that gap. So I want things to be fairly natural and fairly undisturbed for that opening weekend, 3 days they give us to try to get a buck in velvet with a bow. And then after that I'll start doing some more work out here, get the ground ready to go. I really don't break up the ground anymore. I just kind of kill off the weeds, sow the seed that I want to grow on top of it, and let the rain take care of the rest. And that works pretty well for me most places. Keeps it pretty weed free and still get good germination, good growth. So we'll keep you updated with some progress that we make in the next few weeks, and might even show you some of the deer we have coming around here that are going to end up on our hit list. So. Thank you for watching. We'll keep you posted pretty soon with another update. And until then, go out and have your own Arkansas adventure.